That's right. Once again, we go through this whole routine, this sham, where actually all we really want to do is play golf. But for some reason, people are more interested in us talking about golf. Welcome along to Golf is Ruining My Life from me, Tom Price, and him, Tom Green. Hi.
Hi, welcome to the Thursday edition of Golf is Ruining My Life. And, Tom, I'm a bit sad, if I'm honest.
It's a downbeat start. What, should we go through the reasons why it's a downbeat? It's early. We're recording this at 7:09 in the morning. It's cold. Tom's in a what's your shed? Studio -3.
The studio's about -3, and there's just been a couple of signs over the last few days where it felt like spring golf was coming. There's a couple of days where it was quite light outside and it wasn't too freezing. And I don't know if you've seen the weather reports for later this week, Tom. It's going to be -3 and 4 where I am. And I'm just over it.
Is it really?
I'm just over it because
it makes it all the more painful to A, talk about golf, but B, watch golf on the telly and just see bronzed Americans strolling around in perfect temperature, and we're just, I don't know, I mean, should we give up? Should we knock it on the head? There are other sports.
No, I know, but there are better days. There are better days coming, and I've actually got some news for the show today that we should probably start with.
I preferred starting with a really downbeat, slightly depressed start. I think that's where we're at. I think it's great. You know, let's reflect the golfing nation in the UK right now.
But I think I'm golf sad, and I'm golf tired, and I'm golf lethargic because of the thing that I've done and what I thought it indicated, when it was only me that was doing it, so I can't force nature. Should I just tell you the thing? I'll just tell you the thing.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I have put in an application to be a member of a golf club.
No.
Yeah.
So, to give you some context, maybe you're watching this on our YouTube channel right now. Hello,
Yeah.
This is Golf is Ruining My Life, Britain's 5th biggest golf podcast.
Hi.
That, by the way, is my dog contributing. So that. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it either. Peggy's in shock. I'm in shock. Tom Green has been talking about joining a golf club for over a year. He's been going, I don't know. I just got to find the right one. I'm having a meeting. I'm going to go. You've been going on and on and on about this. You've put the application in. What does that involve? Is it a basic form filling out exercise?
No, it was a little bit more than that, actually. I'm not going to name the golf club yet because I've not been let in, so I'm conscious of not saying anything. But it was slightly more than that. There was a golf club around my parts that did the thing that I think whets a lot of golfers' appetites. It said, for a very limited time, we're dropping joining fee.
Oh. Oh, they did. Do you know what they did, mate? They did limited tickets on you. That's what they did. And who would pull out a dirty limited tickets trick like that? See you on the 23rd of February.
There's still a couple more tickets left for Golf is Ruining My Live, by the way, with our guest Incy Mehmet. Very limited, actually. There's only a handful left. But there are a couple left on the website now if you want to be with us at Pitch Canary Wharf on the 23rd with Incy Mehmet. But limited time, no joining fee. So I snapped all over that. They reeled me in, and I had to have... This is when golf could be a bit silly. I had to have a seconder and a proposer.
Okay.
To get me in.
Do you know anyone at the course? Because if you don't know anyone, this is you just having to walk out onto the course. Excuse me. I need a seconder. Would you mind? I mean, that's just mad.
So I was quite fortunate to... Well, not fortunate. I just played around a golf with a friend of mine who used to be a member there. That's not being fortunate, isn't it? That's just knowing people. So, a friend of mine used to be a member, and I know the pro there a little bit. And the pro was like, "I'll be your proposer. You just need a seconder." And my mate was like, "Yeah, I will absolutely second you." And he knows loads of other people at the golf club. So, my application's gone in. But it's so funny, isn't it? Golf can just be so old school at times. At the top of the form, there was a bit where it was like, playing in round 1, playing in round 2. I think I'm going to have to go...
But they've dropped that now, haven't they? I'm not sure how many courses do you know now that still do the playing in round. So for those of you uninitiated in the ways of golf membership, it's when basically you play often only 9 holes, but you play with, say, a secretary or a senior member there. I did it when I joined my place like 10 plus years ago, and it's beyond low key, but it seems silly, don't you think?
Yeah, well, I've been asked to do them twice when I've joined golf clubs and gone, just so you know, someone's going to reach out to you and do a little playing in round. It never happened. No one ever reached out to me. But at the top of this form that I filled in to become a member, it does say member that's playing you in and date where that happened and a signature thing and whatever. But it's been filled in, and I am so excited for this sport to take over my life for the rest of the year, because my fitness stuff is taking a backseat a little bit. I've got like
quite
2 or 3.
Right too. Bring back Fat Tom.
Fat Tom's coming back, guys.
Single-figured Tom.
Fat single-figured handicap golfer green is returning.
Yeah, the only numbers going up in Tom's life is his waist size. The handicap's plummeting.
and Stableford score.
Just to sort of circle back to the playing in thing, I just sort of felt like a devil's advocate moment where I felt like the reason I was played in, and it's valid, was just to meet someone. So I played 9 holes with this guy up there, and he was really nice. And it meant that for the first however many times I was up there or played or whatever, I'd often see him and go, "Oh mate, you're right. How's it going?" Like, and it does give you that sociability thing. So I think playing in is maybe less of a, Are you the right sort of chap to be coming? Have you got the right kind of vibes? And it's more just a case of, this is so you get to meet people and, have a chat with a member for an hour and a half who will say to you, well, the thing on Friday is a good one. You can roll up on then, and Saturday morning's a really nice one. And don't forget to do this in the summer. So maybe it is more of a socializing thing. I should, we should give that the benefit of the doubt, really.
I've got no issue with it. Like, I have got absolutely no problem with the playing in thing at all, because as you say, it gets you knowing people in the golf club. It gets you walked around the golf club with a member who can do the lovely thing of going, it's probably a bit safer up the left here. And you know what? You only need 2 irons here. Don't bother taking a driver. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I just haven't had it done before. I've had it attempted on me where people have gone, someone will play you in. Wait for a message on my EG. And it never came. But it was just at the top of my form that I filled in. So... But I've already been messaging the pro there, being like, a lovely guy called Scott. I'm sure we'll end up hearing loads about this golf course and Scott over the rest of the year. But I was just like, mate, thank you so much for helping me get in. And I said quite a bold claim, Tom. I said quite a bold claim.
Oh. Go on.
I said, Scott, this is the year I'm going to get to mid-single figures. Not even just single figures. Mid single figures.
No, but this is this picks up on something I was speaking to my mate Amos about the other day. So I played with
hello.
Amos, I love playing with
the third co-host of the show.
He's a legend of the show. And by the way, for those of you coming on the 23rd of February, Amos will be there.
I mean, it's massive news. A couple tickets left on sale.
Just a handful. I mean, obviously Incy is kind of the one of the biggest draws. I'd say Amos is a very close second.
100%. Forget about us.
I mean,
Amos is going to be
Forget about us. Totally. This is a guy who shot scratch last year.
Yeah, I can't wait to grab him. And we should all... That is funny, by the way. If you're coming and we maybe on stage, we reference Amos, everyone needs to go up to him at some point and say, well done on scratch, Chief. He'll love that.
Yeah. Is there some sort of winner's enclosure for people who've shot scratch? Is there some sort of, like a Blue Peter badge, but for people who've shot scratch? Because that would incentivize me. And I'm not a tattooed man. I'm not someone who's into tattoos. I've never thought I'd get one. But if someone said, you can, in the same way that at my school you'd get a colours blazer if you were in the rugby team or the cricket team, or latterly the golf team, which is how I got mine. And it was a real point of pride. If there was a special jacket I could wear or a tie that only people who've shot scratch can wear, or a tattoo that you could get on your arm that just like scratch golfer, I would so do that.
Yeah. Like the equivalent of when in primary school you were allowed to write with a pen because you'd been signed off. Yeah. Your handwriting was good enough. Here's the pen.
Pen license.
Yeah. You want our scratch license. I mean, Tom, it writes itself, but the jacket's got to be green, hasn't it?
Obviously green. Well, I'm thinking more tattoos. You know, like people who've been in the army have they have a bird, don't they? Which shows they were in a certain bit of the army. I'm very ignorant on all this. Don't pick up on my actual details here, please. YouTube. I'm speaking to YouTube here because the podcast guys are chilled about this, but YouTube is when you get the keyboard warriors. But I think if there was a tattoo that I could get on my hand that was like, what would it be? Just like a 0 or 71? Maybe it would just be the number.
Yeah, that's
it
nice.
Would just be
the number would maybe it would just be like the date. And then the number.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 11th of the 2nd, 25, 72.
Yeah, and then other golfers would see it and go, better respect this guy. Better treat this guy with a little bit of respect. Anyway, Amos is going to be there. And he was saying the other day, he's bullish. This is a time of year where you can be bullish about your golf and you can plan how you're going to do it. And you can do exactly what Tom Green's just done and announce you're going to get to 7, which I think, by the way, is absolutely achievable. In no sense am I going, if you'd said 2 or 3, I'd go, maybe next year with lessons. But you getting to 7 is absolutely achievable, right? Yeah. I was watching our YouTube vids, when we played a couple of holes last year, right? Which you can go and find now if you go and look at our channel on YouTube. And I was watching your swing, and this is probably 2 years ago now, maybe a year ago. Your swing is so different now to how it used to be. It's so much slower. It's so much better. Like there's every chance you've got the foundations to do it, man. I've got no doubt about it. And you've got a better mentality than me. Like you could really do it.
Yeah. Well, thanks. So that's my big thing. That's sort of my line in the sand this year. Is that I think this is the year that I'd like to go solid single figures, and the idea of lessons is really exciting. I've been putting a lot of time in like watching grip videos, and I think that's the first thing that I'm going to fix with Scott the Pro. Is I think I'm just going to say let's address the grip and let's get this sorted because I think it's holding me back, and I just want to properly compress irons. I just want proper golf shots. I feel like my golf is I can get round a golf course, but I really want to hit really great, powerful golf shots. And I think that it's all technique. As we know, it's not about club heads. Obviously, club head speed is important, but I think with a bit of technique work and a grip change and me working on weight distribution and just compression, I think it's possible.
So, I really think it's possible. I'll come back to that. So just to finish off before we get to the ads, right? I've as usual, Tom, absolutely no plan of what we're going to talk about on the show, and I've now got about 9 different points I want to dig into.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
So Amos being bullish. I just want to get that done before we get to the ads. He was saying this year he's going to shoot 3 under.
Oh,
and that's the noise I made.
Hell yes.
He has every single chance of doing it, because it occurred to me that there's a psychology here. When we approach golf and what we think we can do, I think we are fearful and we give the golfing gods too much respect, and we go, oh no, for the likes of me, I'd be happy with 10 over. Oh no, fair enough, 12, 15 over's fine. And yes, of course we get cross and think I should have done better, but in the moment we think we lower our ambitions. Even if you're dead good and dead confident, we lower our ambitions. And that changes how you play. If you go at it and think, yeah, I should birdie 2 holes in this front 9 because I know this course inside out, that changes how you approach those holes. But also, and this is the most important bit, it means you think, and it means you plot when you strike.
Yep.
If you are thinking, yeah, I know where I get my birdies, you are then on one of the holes where you know, and you've thought about this, I don't get my birdie on this hole. Take that. Don't take that 3-wood and try and get on into. Don't try and do the Hollywood shot. Know that this is the hole where you're probably not going to get the birdie. A par would be great. Take that 7-iron to lay up and take a 9-iron into the green or whatever it is. It makes you more aggressive when you need to be, but most importantly of all, certainly for me, because I do get too greedy, it makes you less greedy when the odds are against you, massively against you.
Yeah. You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of a round of golf we covered on this show, my final round of golf in 2024, when I stood on the tee of the 17th and I knew I had to par birdie in, and I pretty much did it. Pretty much. I had a lip out putt on the final to go back-to-back pars, but it was the sort of golf where even back-to-back pars wasn't likely on that day. And I stood on that tee and went, I need birdie par. And to have that ambition and aim, it completely changed how I played the round, and it made me think more. And I think that's it. I think it's also because, and I think to go full circle here, Tom, this is why I'm a bit golf sad at the moment, because I've got all these
You're ready to go. You're ready to go, mate.
I've joined the club, circa it being sort of signed off and whatever. I've joined the club. I've got my ambition of single figures. Like, I've got my stuff. I'm ready to go. And then I see the weather's going to be -4, and I just think, oh, come on. And then I was watching the waste management and watching people in Phoenix, and just be like, this is where I need to live. I could play golf every day.
Yeah, I mean, it would really change our lives. But I wonder, and we must go to ads, but I wonder if I lived in Phoenix or somewhere where you could play golf all year round, would it? I mean, obviously, I would do it. Let's be absolutely clear. I would do it constantly. But would it change that relationship? I think part of our relationship with golf in the UK is the fact that for a lot of places, and we can play through winter in the south, but if you're in Scotland, not really. They close all the courses. Like that it keeps you keen. That nature treats us mean, and that keeps us keen, I think.
And on the way after the adverts, I want to talk about this. Talking about winter golf. I want to talk about these guys. Hopefully you can see that on shot for the audio podcast only guys. We have had a lot of chat, look at this, on the podcast recently about the guys at Spurk Golf, talking about playing off mats and whatever. And we put a TikTok video up talking about winter golf and mats. And we were inundated with comments from people saying, it will change your life if you just get Spurk Golf. And Ryan, who I played with at the old links, had Spurk Golf. And the guys at Spurk Golf have reached out to us and they've sent us some Spurk Golf stuff. So on the way after the adverts, I think we're going to do a little unboxing and talk through what it looks like. And do a little Spurk chat. Yep, stay there.
Fine. Hello, welcome back. This is Golf is Ruining My Life. We're going to talk about Spurk in a second. Before we do that, though, Tom, you said something really interesting just before the ads, which I just want to pick up on about that different quality of shot, that compression, and that sort of like that higher quality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I it's all that I want for my golf this year.
Yeah. It's something I stumbled upon towards the end of last year when I just started compressing the ball a bit better, and I couldn't believe how, and this is one of those, golf is full of little contradictions, isn't it? Where things happen and you go, that doesn't make any sense. That I don't understand. And I was swinging around the body using 20% less effort, and it was going 20 or 30% further. And I couldn't, it was like they'd changed the laws of gravity. I hit this 9-iron absolutely miles, and I just stood on that tee thinking, and it was all because I came around the body, I hit it right off the middle, but most importantly, my hands were ahead, so that compression position, I wasn't picking it off the top, I wasn't flicking it, which is what I always understood that's what you're supposed to do. I was punching into it, pushing it, and it just flew. And it was like, and golf does this, doesn't it? It has moments where you go, okay, that's the next level, is it?
The thing, yeah. And I imagine most of us who listen to this podcast or watch this podcast will have gone to see professional golf at some point, but that's what's done it for me over the last few years, is being up close on the Challenge Tour, going to the Open, playing with just really good golfers. And you know what it's like when they've got 160 yards in on a fairway and they just effortlessly, there's just this different sound to it, and there's this fizzy ball flight, and it's so powerful. And that's what I think with my irons is, and I want to work with this, well, the pro on this, is there's something going wrong because I go to the gym, I'm a young guy, but I don't hit my irons.
It's not anything to do with that.
No, I know. So there's something going wrong. There's something in my swing that is not allowing me to hit.
There's something you're not doing. There's something you're not doing. I wouldn't say it was going wrong. But listen, I think this needs to become our mission, right? I want to be a golfer who hits that shot where people go, oh, that sounds different, right? And I think this should be an early question for Incy when we do our live event, Golf is Ruining My Life, which we will be broadcasting as a podcast and on video as well. It'll be out on YouTube. We should just say to Incy, come on, what have I got to do? How do I make that sound? I want to make the sound.
Yeah, that's what I want. And I think you get it as you get low single figures, especially if people in our age, Tom, because you can be off scratch and one and be a slightly older golfer, and you get your way around the course. And we've all played with golfers like this who you get to like the 16th and they go, I'm one over. You know, what? How have you done that? And they don't hit these impressive shots. But that's not where I want to be. I want to be the golfer, as you say, that people go, damn, what a good golf shot. What a, like, the way he hits his irons, the way he hits the driver, like, that's what I want. And that's my ambition this year, is to get to mid single figures and have an impressive shot. And I think you're right. I think lessons will help. It's nothing that we haven't already got in us. It's just learning whether it's. I saw something the other day, and it was talking about piling like your pressure into the floor on your right foot if you're a left-handed golfer, and all these little thoughts that I've never thought of. I was like, okay, maybe if I could have a physical lesson with someone, and they could go, no, just do this more, it might all click.
It will, and it will be. It will shock you how much less effort it requires.
No.
Which means you can go all the way through 18, because we all have that thing where you get tired at 14 or 15 or whatever because you're swiping away at it. It will shock you how effortless. It's the tightrope walk thing. It's take all those thoughts away. Trust your body to learn through lessons and practice what it has to do. And yeah, I mean, that's one of the big addictions of it, right? It's that moment where you just go, I feel like through no particular effort or thought, I've just pulled off a miracle. I've made this tiny little ball go all that way, exactly where I wanted it to go. I mean, that is...
Can you imagine, Tom?
All I live for.
At the end of the year, let's just all picture this, friends. All 30,000 of you
Let's
that listen,
manifest. Golfing Manifesting. Hello, and welcome along to Golfing Manifesting. It's a little section we're doing now on Golfers Ruining My Life. Join us. Close your eyes, even if you're watching on YouTube.
Whatever it is that you want, but this is for this podcast, and this is for me and Price, and this is, well, for you, the lovely listener and viewer at home. It's August bank holiday, Tom.
Oh, okay, I'm there. Okay, hang on. What am I wearing?
You're wearing your golfing best. You look like a professional golfer. I want to kiss you.
Look at that tan. Look at that tan.
And me and you film 18 holes, no handicaps, mano a mano, no shots.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
So I'm not doing the standard where I give you 10 shots.
No shots. It's just me versus you.
Okay. I'm going to manifest now on behalf of the listeners, on behalf of the viewers. Close your eyes, even if... Well, don't,
I'm
if you're
closing my
driving.
eyes. I'm closing my eyes.
Yeah. Picture that shot in August. You're with us. For some reason, you're completing our 4-ball, right?
Yeah.
And Tom and I have just teed off. They've gone fine. Who cares about us? Think about your shot. Think about you hitting that new driver. You treated yourself. You got yourself the new Callaway.
Oh,
and it was worth it. Effortlessly. It fizzed. It bounced. It lands. And it rolls forward because it's summer.
Yes.
And it goes further than any drive you've ever hit before. And here's the best bit. Keep the manifesting going. Concentrate. Here's the best bit.
Yeah.
Your reaction is, yeah, that's what I deserve.
That's just what I do. I hit baby fades now. I hit controlled fades. God, I was there.
I want to do routine manifesting as we prepare for summer golf. It's the only way we're going to get through -4. All right, look, we need to talk about Spurk before we run out of time. Let's have Spurk chat. So,
Spurk Golf. Thank you
very
so much to the
much
guys.
for Spurk Golf.
Yeah. So this is actually really exciting because I think this is our key to better winter golf. And my friend Ryan had one of these. Comes in a cool little packet like this.
Yeah.
And you sort of unpackage it like this, and there you go. And look, this is
Here we
what
go.
I
Here's some nice
described.
Velcro sound for ASMR fans. Love it.
Oh, yeah. This is what I described on the podcast a few weeks ago. It's that perfect turf.
Mine's muddy because it's been used. I don't know if you can see that. Mine has actually got mud underneath it. So I used it the other day.
Oh, wow, this is
called a
amazing.
Spurk
Go on. So, yeah, so do you know what? We'll get to Price's deep dive into it, but this is what I was talking about, those little... the little, almost like tee things that go into the ground that make sure you don't slip, because you know how I feel about slipping. And yeah, it's the sort of perfect turf conditions that you'd get at a really expensive driving range, and that could be your winter golf for the rest of the year. So thanks to the guys at Spurk, because I can't wait to use mine. But Pricey, you've used yours.
I've used mine. So a couple of things to say about it. First of all, it was a real game changer for our place because often the mats during winter are, there's a couple of holes where the mats are just rubbish and you can't get a tee in. Is anything more annoying when you can't get a tee in?
Yeah.
Spurk has actually got a little hole. I don't know if you can see the back of it there, but you can use it as on on a mat, so you can use it for teeing off, right? That's the first thing to say. When you chuck it in the ground, initially there's a bit of an issue because it is a height difference. It's a tiny bit higher, right? But you very quickly get used to that when the other option is playing off, really soggy ground. The main challenge of it is, so the first time I used it was hitting a wedge in to a par 4, and it flew. Because you are going from playing in the middle of winter, and you don't realise how much you have absorbed the fact it's winter conditions, because you then hit a shot with this, and suddenly this little square here is high summer golf. So you're in the course surrounded by winter, and suddenly the flight and the ball contact moment is full high summer. It's very hard, and it flies. So there is an adjustment that has to happen there. However, I really, really love playing with it. I did not use it on every shot because I didn't need to. That was what was really nice about it. It was just having it as and when I could use it for the wetter parts of the course. And obviously I wasn't doing a card, so sometimes I was in just, when you're in nonsense rough that's just all mud, and you're like, I don't want to boot it all the way over there. I'll stay here because I want to play this, I want to throttle a 7-iron or whatever. And you chuck it down. It's really good. It hangs on the bag really nicely. It's got a bit of plastic inside the bag, so you can just plop it back into the bag really easily. I was surprised by that because I thought it was, oh God, another thing that's going to get fiddly. It wasn't fiddly at all. So, broadly, I would really recommend it because, winter golf is... sometimes it's just impractical. It's just that thing of that. Listen, you're not going to have the splat. You're not going to have the mud spraying everywhere. You're not going to have that horrible sort of different type of shot that you only really need in winter. You can not do that and just use this and then keep playing good shots. I really recommend it.
Yeah, and listen, we're all golf nerds on this show, and as golf nerds, we all like extra kit and other things to use. So go and check them out. They're called Spurk Golf. There it is again, Spurk Golf. Go and check these guys out. Really impressive stuff. And I hit the best 7-iron of my life off a mat. I'd never hit a 7-iron like it when I played Old Links and it wasn't Old Links, it was Silith. It was Silith. I hit the best 7-iron I've ever hit ever because you can compress them and it makes the ball come out of the middle of the club face more. It's
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's the best way of doing it. Tom, can I quickly before we finish explain what happened to me a few nights ago?
Yeah, I would say by the way that Tom at the moment, and we're insane about golf, right? But at the moment, Tom Green is next level insane about golf. Have you got a buddy who texts you all the time? Who is your WhatsApp golf pest? Name them and shame them. Name them on this YouTube or drop us a line, thetoms@golfersruiningmylife.co.uk, because Tom Green has become that guy who sends me pictures of his grip compared to a professional golfer's grip. Who sends me yardage carries, who sends me the new Mizuno ball that he's thinking about trying. It's like you push me to new levels. You know what I mean? We're constantly nudging each other towards new levels of obsession, and it's getting in the way of family life, and I like that.
Well, listen, I think this is a good place for us to be because I read a review of this show on the Golf Monthly website saying, love the podcast, half an hour of great chat. One of them doesn't play much golf, though. What's that about? Well, screw you, Golf Monthly reviewer, because I do now play a lot more golf and I'm very addicted to it. This shows, I think this is an indication of where I'm at mentally at the moment. I had what I can only describe a couple of nights ago as a golfing fever dream. do you ever get like a reoccurring dream of it, and it may be sort of is a big indication of what's going on in your psyche, and often it's people getting chased by a bear or falling off a cliff. I've got the golfing equivalent.
Go on then. What's your golf anxiety dream? Go on.
So my golf anxiety dream was I was on a tee surrounded by people watching me, and every time I teed the ball up with a driver, another thing would be wrong. So I'd tee it up, and then the ball would fall off, and I'm like, okay, fine. And then I'd tee it up, and when I looked up, there'd be a big tree in the way, so I'd go, okay, all the way back to the back of the... And then I'd tee it up again, and the club would be broke. And I don't know what this says about my psyche. I guess people on YouTube or the audio podcast listeners, the toms@golfersruiningmylife.co.uk, what does this say about where I'm at mentally, where I've got a fever dream at the moment, which means I can't tee up the driver? I would tee it up, and I'd look, and the fairway would then be over here on my right-hand side. I'd be like, damn you! And I'd have to go again.
That is... I love this. What is your golf fever dream, your golf anxiety dream? The teeing up thing is that really resonates. I'm sure I've had a similar dream because it's saying, it's because you want to do it. You want to get stuck in, right? But you're stuck at first base. That's right, isn't it?
Yes.
You can't even get to the good stuff. You can't even get that first shot away. Like you're so desperate to try it, but everything is stopping you from doing it. Oh, I love it. God, that hits hard, man. That is.
So I think that sort of is a nice summary of where we're all at the moment, especially in the UK. And I think this episode has sort of attested to that, is that we are all pretty golf eager and golf hungry to get out there and start this year. And maybe I've lit the golfing fires a bit early, first week of Feb, but I am just dying and ready to go now.
It's all here on today's episode. We started golf sad. Tom has gone, I'll be honest, a little bit golf mad. But listen, we can all agree we're golf glad. That's the most important thing.
Okay. What a way to end. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Golf is Ruining My Life, Great Britain's 5th biggest golf podcast. Remember, there are a few more tickets to come to Golf is Ruining My Live at Pitch Canary Wharf on the 23rd of Feb. We've announced our guest. Incy Mehmet is going to be there. We're going to put a link to the final few tickets in the description down below if you want to join us there. We've had to beg the place we're going to give us more tickets, so please get rid of them for us, because the first lot went in like 1 minute. And then, we'll see you there. Do all the normal stuff, like, subscribe, go to our YouTube channel where there's full videos. If you're watching us there, hello. Obviously, we're on TikTok and Instagram as well. We're back for another year.
Yes, come on, let's have it. All right, all the best, guys. See you soon. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.